Let's review mental addition. Let's take a look at the problem 365 plus 498. How can we solve this problem using mental calculations? Well, if I look at 498 as 500 minus 2, I will be able to solve it mentally. So I'm going to rewrite the problem as 365 plus 500 minus 2. I'll then solve 365 plus 500, which I can solve mentally, and my answer would be 865. I now have to take away 2 because I changed 498 to 500, which was 2 more than I actually wanted to add to get my actual answer. So at the end, I need to make sure that I take those 2 away so that I can get the exact answer to 365 plus 498. So now I will solve and get 863, which is my final answer. So I broke 498 up into 500 minus 2 so it could be solved mentally. Now let's try a subtraction problem. Let's look at the problem 563 minus 297. Now this time I'm going to want to do the same as I did with my addition, which is take a look at my numbers and see how can I break them apart so that they can be solved mentally. However, this time I'm subtracting, so I need to be careful. If I change 297 to 300 so that it can be solved mentally, that means I'm going to be taking away too many, right? So I would be solving 563 minus 300, which would be 3 too many that I'm taking away. So at the end, I'm going to want to add those 3 back in. So when I break 297 up, if I want it to become 300, I'm actually going to rewrite it as 300 plus 3. Now this is where it gets kind of a little tricky, so let's take another look at this. I'm going to rewrite the whole problem. 563 minus 300 plus 3. Again, I am subtracting. So when I solve 563 minus 300 and I get 263, I have subtracted 3 too many. So now I have to make sure that I add those 3 back in so that I get the actual answer to 563 minus 297. So the reason I'm adding 3 back in is because I subtracted 3 too many by changing 297 to 300 so it could be solved mentally. So once when I add 3 back in, I end up getting 266. So with subtraction, be careful. If you must round the second number up, remember that you will be taking away more than you need to. So in this case, when we round 297 to 300 in order to solve it mentally, we're going to be taking away 3 too many when we subtract 300 from 563. Since we're taking away 3 too many, we're going to want to add that back into our answer. So, for example, here, when we solved 563 minus 300, we got 263. Since I subtracted 300 from 563, I subtracted 3 more than I actually wanted to, 3 more than 297. So at the end, I have to add 3 back to my answer so that I can get the exact answer to 563 minus 297. That can get confusing because a lot of times we want to subtract another 3. We're not subtracting another 3, we're adding it back to our answer since we took away more than we needed to in order to solve it mentally.